Good morning. This is Apostle Rosalind Solomon. This is Rosalind Solomon's YouTube channel, and today is July 4th, 2023. I had a vision, I think it was Saturday evening or Sunday morning. This is a warning for all you beach goers and people who want to be in the water. God warned y'all better be careful. Guys, I saw the biggest shark ever seen in my life. And then the Lord said there's going to be incidents in the water, boating incidents and incidents in the water. But anyway, there was this it's sort of like the Titanic thing sub that unfortunately everybody died in. But what happened was it was a big ocean ship, like those kind of ships or vessels that go deep sea diving for treasures, or they put you in the cage and you go in the water and you see the sharks and stuff. It was like that, and it had these people in it. They was like all white folks, and they was in there. And normally this thing is safe for people to go in. They had used it many times, as I thought in the vision, right? So they let this thing in the water. My Lord. Soon as they let it loose away from the ship, the biggest, and the shark was black and white, y'all, like a whale or orca. But it was bigger than an orca because the orca whale is the biggest, right? They so big, they tails as big as a ship, boat, right? But anyway, this big, notorious, monstrous guys. I never seen a shark this big in my life. Even in the movie Jaws, it had nothing on that, right? It had to be 100 to 200 foot long. That's how big it was. And it saw the vessel go down in the water and it came for it. And the vessel was made out of this some type of fiberglass or some type of glass that's unpenetratable with bars around it. This monster shark opened this mouth, one bite, they were gone. I never seen nothing like that before in my life. I like, Daddy, is that a treacherous enemy coming for me? I started praying. I was kidding. It was like, no, that's what's in the water. I'm like, Daddy, are you serious? There's really a big old shark in the water like that? 100 to 200 feet? He said, Rosalind, you would be surprised what's in the sea. I was like, And then he proceeded to tell me to warn people about being in the water. It's dangerous, y'all. Then he told me this a couple of weeks ago. They have genetic modified sharks in the water, and they have genetic modified alligators. This is why alligators are able to just walk through cities and apartments in Florida and North Carolina. They can hyper themselves up higher and run. And I was saying to God, a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, Daddy, what kind of doggone alligators and sharks is these? He said genetically modified. This is why Florida has so many alligators and crocodiles, because a lot of them are genetically modified, and these big old anaconda snakes and stuff they got down there is genetically modified. And the Lord said Florida cursed anyway. He said it because all the sin and fornication and all kind of corruptions, briberies. Man, I wouldn't go to Florida with a 2 foot pole unless the Lord sent me to Florida. I'm sorry, Florida. I love y'all, but Rosalind ain't coming down there unless the Lord send me there to preach. Now, if the Lord send me there to preach and he told me to go, I'm going to go and I'm going to be all right. But I ain't going down there because I said I was going to go to Florida before I eventually move back up later, because I got family there, my son and daughter in the Lord there. I'm like, hey, no way. No. If I go to Florida, it's because I've been invited there to preach and the Lord approved it. It's just some places you don't step your foot in unless the Lord tell you to go. You know what I'm saying? I pray for you Florida people, because God told me y'all, the whole state of Florida is cursed. That's why y'all going through what y'all going through. Now, the flood in Chicago happened. I saw something happen in Illinois. That didn't happen yet. I saw the flood in Maryland. I don't think that happened yet. But a flood did happen in some part of Texas, but I also saw a flood for Houston and Dallas. Remember, I told y'all that. And Daddy said the sea was going to turn red, and and so far it did in Japan. He told me a couple of months ago buildings were going to be blowing up, and a couple of buildings blew up, I believe here and one in Japan. Um, and the next day, the day before I told you about the earthquakes for China, Indonesia, Japan, India, Venezuela, Mexico, Costa Rica, here in the United States, Indonesia had a 6 point something the following day. Oh my goodness. And now they're trying to impeach Joe Biden. Remember, I saw him fall down in front of everybody and Camilla, and everybody looked at him and laughed. And then I seen him dead 3 times, and I told y'all if he doesn't physically die, it could be death to his political career. So we're gonna see what happened with this impeachment, y'all. Wow, so many things is coming to pass. It's like astonishing. But yeah, be careful in the water. Pray before you go. I'm not saying don't go to the beach, but be careful when you stick your feet in that water and you go swimming, because God said there's going to be events happening in the water. And I saw ships having events in the water. You know what I mean? And I remember I had saw that ship exploding in the water, and it did. It was an oil tank I saw exploding in the water, and it happened. And then I also saw naval fleets of ships having problems in the water. I don't know if it's a territorial thing or something going to sink or what. I don't know. And then they're going to discover some tactics that Russia's been doing that nobody knew that they were doing and that they should not be doing. So basically they're going to discover some secrets about Russia when it comes to the Ukrainian war and when it comes to America. They've been spying on us somehow, and it's going to be discovered. And some secrets are going to be discovered about the Ukrainian thing. So, I mean, I'll be glad when these wars end. You know, it makes no sense. It really doesn't. And prophecy come to pass about the Pepe coins. I just had that vision, and Pepe shot up yesterday. A couple of other Pepe shot up, right? So, that's good. And then the Lord said, trust him when it comes to prophetic coins, especially the BNB coin. He said it may seem like it because it has like 16, 17 zeros. He said it may seem like it's not going to go anywhere. It can't reach a penny, let alone $1. And then somebody had a vision, it would be $2.69. He said he is the God of the impossible. And he's using that coin and a few other coins to enrich his children. So he said, just keep your eyes on BNB. He said he said Pepe took off out the blue. It was astonishing and unbelievable and amazing. And now it's on all the major platforms except for Coinbase and maybe one other, right? And nobody thought that Pepe would go as far as it's going. And I kept telling y'all it has a couple of more runs. But then in the vision, I saw they put it under submission and under control. And it might wind up like Sheeb and Doge and don't do nothing for a year or two. Right? But it's going to pop off a couple of more times. And it's starting it already, like I saw in the vision. But the Lord said, believe him. Any prophetic coins he has given you or his true prophets have seen, believe him. And he said, although it seems unbelievable for BNB, just like it seemed unbelievable for Pepe, right? Now, BNB been around longer than BNB Tiger been around, and I kept hearing BNB Lion, or I guess it's BNB Tiger, I'm not sure. BNB Tiger been around a long time, way long before Pepe. Pepe was out for a minute before it started acting a fool. And then Pepe 2.0 only been out like a week. Oh my goodness. And Crazy Pepe and Angry Pepe, they did their thing too. And the original Pepe. And then I saw something about a Pepe Inu. I gotta check that out. And then I saw something about Falaki Pepe or Pepe Falaki. So those coins are about to rise up. And the Lord said, don't be surprised about BNB. And that's all he kept saying. All right. So be careful in the water. Be careful